Manage resources. Assign resources to tasks. Use the software to assign resources to tasks. This will help you to ensure that the right people are working on the right tasks. Track resource availability. Use the software to track the availability of your resources. This will help you to avoid overbooking your resources and ensure that they are available when you need them. Manage resource costs. Use the software to track the costs of your resources. This will help you to stay within your budget and identify any areas where you can save money. Specific tools. Asana. Asana offers a variety of features for tracking progress and managing resources, including task management, project timelines, and resource allocation. Trello. Trello is a simple and visual tool that can be used to track progress and manage resources. It is a good option for small teams or projects with a simple workflow. Monday.com. Monday.com is a popular project management tool that offers a variety of features for tracking progress and managing resources, including task management, project timelines, and resource allocation. JIRA. JIRA is a powerful project management tool that is often used by software development teams. It offers a variety of features for tracking progress and managing resources, including task management, project timelines, and resource allocation. Tips for using project management software. Choose the right tool for your project. There are many different project management tools available, so it is important to choose the one that is right for your project. Use the tool consistently. Once you have chosen a tool, use it consistently to track your progress and manage your resources. Train your team on how to use the tool. Make sure that your team members know how to use the tool that you have chosen. Get feedback on the tool. Regularly ask your team members for feedback on the tool that you are using. By using project management software effectively, you can improve your project's chances of success. What are some tips for effective project budgeting and cost control? Just like building a fast hot rod, we make sure to count our money and spend it wisely. Steve Petty helps us tune our engines so they're fast and efficient. We keep track of every part we need and how much it costs. By planning carefully and not buying too much, we make sure our hot rod stays on budget and goes fast on the street. Tips for effective project budgeting and cost control. Planning and estimation. Develop a detailed project plan. A detailed project plan will help you to identify all of the costs associated with your project. Get accurate estimates. Get accurate estimates from your team members and vendors for all of the costs associated with your project. Include a buffer in your budget. Include a buffer in your budget to account for unexpected costs. Tracking and monitoring. Track your expenses regularly. Track your expenses regularly to ensure that you are staying within your budget. Identify and address cost variances. Identify and address any cost variances as soon as possible. Use project management software. Use project management software to track your expenses and identify cost variances. Cost control measures. Negotiate with vendors. Negotiate with vendors to get the best possible prices. Look for ways to reduce costs. Look for ways to reduce costs without sacrificing quality. Use alternative resources. Consider using alternative resources, such as volunteers or interns, to reduce costs. Specific tools. Excel. Excel is a popular spreadsheet program that can be used to create and track project budgets. Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a free online spreadsheet program that can be used to create and track project budgets. Project management software. Many project management software programs include budgeting and cost control features. Tips for using budgeting and cost control tools. Choose the right tool for your project. There are many different budgeting and cost control tools available, so it is important to choose the one that is right for your project. Use the tool consistently. Once you have chosen a tool, use it consistently to track your budget and expenses. Train your team on how to use the tool. Make sure that your team members know how to use the tool that you have chosen. Get feedback on the tool. Regularly ask your team members for feedback on the tool that you are using. By following these tips, you can effectively manage your project budget and control costs. How can you use risk management techniques to identify and mitigate potential risks? At Larry Jeffers Race Cars, just like when we build our hot rods for street racing, we always check for things that could go wrong. Steve Petty helps us tune our engines so they run smoothly and don't break down. We also make a list of things that could cause problems, like parts breaking or bad weather. Then, we make a plan to fix these problems before they happen, so our hot rods are always ready to race without any surprises. Using risk management techniques to identify and mitigate potential risks. Risk management is the process of identifying, assessing, and responding to potential risks. It is an important part of project management, as it can help you to avoid or minimize the impact of negative events. Identifying potential risks. Brainstorming. Brainstorm with your team to identify potential risks. Risk assessment tools. Use risk assessment tools, such as a risk matrix, to identify potential risks. Review historical data. Review historical data to identify risks that have occurred in the past. Assessing potential risks. Likelihood. Assess the likelihood of each risk occurring. Impact. Assess the impact of each risk if it occurs. Risk matrix. Use a risk matrix to assess the overall risk of each risk. Responding to potential risks. Avoidance. Avoid risks that are highly likely and have a high impact. Mitigation. Mitigate risks that are highly likely but have a low impact. Transfer. Transfer risks to a third party, such as an insurance company. Acceptance. Accept risks that are unlikely to occur or have a low impact. Specific tools. Risk register. A risk register is a document that lists all of the potential risks for a project, along with their likelihood and impact. Risk matrix. A risk matrix is a tool that helps you to assess the overall risk of each risk. Project management software. Many project management software programs include risk management features. Tips for using risk management techniques. Involve your team. Involve your team in the risk management process. Be proactive. Identify and address risks early in the project. Monitor risks regularly. Monitor risks regularly to ensure that they are being managed effectively. Get feedback on your risk management plan. Regularly ask your team members for feedback on your risk management plan. By using risk management techniques effectively, you can identify and mitigate potential risks, and improve your project's chances of success. What is the purpose of defining project goals and deliverables in the initiation stage? Defining project goals and deliverables in the initiation stage. Defining project goals and deliverables in the initiation stage is crucial for several reasons. 1. Clarity and direction. Clear goals. Well-defined goals provide a clear understanding of what the project aims to achieve. This helps to ensure that everyone involved in the project is working towards the same objectives. Defined deliverables. Specifying the project deliverables ensures that everyone is on the same page about what the project will produce. This helps to avoid misunderstandings and scope creep. 2. Focus and prioritization. Focus. By defining goals and deliverables, the project team can focus their efforts on the most important tasks and activities. This helps to ensure that the project is completed on time and within budget. Prioritization. Goals and deliverables help to prioritize the project work. This ensures that the most critical tasks are completed first. 3. Measurement and evaluation. Measurement. Measurable goals and deliverables allow the project team to track progress and measure success. This helps to identify areas where the project is on track and areas where improvements are needed. Evaluation. By defining success criteria, the project team can evaluate whether the project has met its objectives. This helps to determine the overall success of the project. 4. Communication and alignment. Communication. Clear goals and deliverables facilitate effective communication among stakeholders. This ensures that everyone is aware of the project's objectives and expectations. Alignment. Defining goals and deliverables helps to align the project with the organization's strategic objectives. This ensures that the project is contributing to the overall success of the organization. 5. Risk management. Risk identification. By defining goals and deliverables, the project team can identify potential risks that could impact the project's success. This allows for proactive risk mitigation strategies to be developed. Risk assessment. Goals and deliverables help to assess the likelihood and impact of potential risks. This allows the project team to prioritize risk mitigation efforts. Example. In the provided example, the project goals and deliverables are clearly defined. Goals: increase engine horsepower to 2000 horsepower, achieve an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less, compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024, showcase the team's skills and expertise, and win the street race. Deliverables: a 1969 Ford Torino with a 2000 horsepower engine, capable of reaching an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less, and ready to compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024. These clearly defined goals and deliverables provide a solid foundation for the project team to plan, execute, and monitor the project. They also facilitate effective communication and alignment among stakeholders, ensuring that everyone is working towards the same objectives. By defining project goals and deliverables in the initiation stage, project teams can set themselves up for success and increase the likelihood of achieving the desired outcomes. How can you differentiate between in-scope and out-of-scope elements for a project? Differentiating in-scope and out-of-scope elements. Differentiating between in-scope and out-of-scope elements is crucial for successful project management. It ensures that the project team focuses on the essential tasks and deliverables while avoiding unnecessary distractions. Here's how to differentiate between in-scope and out-of-scope elements for the provided project. In-scope elements, deliverables, a 1969 Ford Torino with a 2,000 horsepower engine. The car must be capable of reaching an 1/8 mile time of 3.7 seconds or less. The car must be ready to compete in a local street race on June 1, 2024. Tasks: sourcing and acquiring the necessary parts and components. Rebuilding the engine to achieve the desired horsepower. Assembling the car and ensuring it meets safety regulations. Testing and tuning the car to optimize performance. Requirements: budget of $175,000. Project timeline of 6 months. Team with the necessary skills and experience. Goals: increase engine horsepower to 2,000 horsepower, measurable. Achieve an 1/8 mile time of 3.7 seconds or less, measurable. Compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024, time-bound. Showcase the team's skills and expertise in automotive restoration and racing, relevant. Out-of-scope elements, additional modifications or upgrades to the car beyond the specified requirements. Tasks not directly related to building and preparing the car for the race, such as marketing or promotional activities. Requirements exceeding the allocated budget or timeline. Goals that are not directly related to the project's objectives, such as winning other races or expanding the team's business. Tips for differentiating in-scope and out-of-scope elements: clearly define the project goals and objectives. Identify the specific deliverables that need to be produced. Develop a detailed project scope statement that outlines the in-scope and out-of-scope elements. Communicate the project scope to all stakeholders. Regularly review and update the project scope as needed. By following these tips, you can effectively differentiate between in-scope and out-of-scope elements and ensure that your project stays on track and within budget. Remember, in-scope elements are essential for achieving the project's goals and objectives. Out-of-scope elements are not essential and can be added later if time and resources permit. It's important to manage expectations and ensure that everyone involved in the project understands what is and is not included in the scope. By clearly defining the project scope, you can set yourself up for success and avoid potential problems down the road. Can you explain the importance of measuring success criteria and using key performance indicators, KPIs? Measuring success criteria and using key performance indicators, KPIs. Measuring success criteria and using key performance indicators, KPIs, are crucial for evaluating the progress and effectiveness of a project. They provide objective data that can be used to track performance, identify areas for improvement, and make informed decisions. Here's how measuring success criteria and using KPIs can be applied to the provided project. Success criteria: engine horsepower. The car's engine must be rebuilt to achieve 2,000 horsepower. This can be measured using a dynamometer. 1/8 mile time: the car must be able to reach an 1/8 mile time of 3.7 seconds or less. This can be measured using a timing system at a drag strip. Competition: the car must be ready to compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024. This can be measured by the car's completion and its participation in the race. Team skills and expertise: the project team should showcase their skills and expertise in automotive restoration and racing. This can be measured through feedback from experts, awards, or recognition received. Key performance indicators, KPIs, budget: the project must be completed within the allocated budget of $175,000. This can be tracked by monitoring expenses and comparing them to the budget. Timeline: the project must be completed within the 6-month timeline. This can be tracked by monitoring the progress of tasks and milestones. Quality: the car must meet all safety regulations and perform as expected. This can be measured through inspections, tests, and feedback from drivers. Team performance: the project team should work effectively and efficiently to achieve the project goals. This can be measured through metrics such as task completion rates, communication effectiveness, and team morale. Benefits of measuring success criteria and using KPIs: track progress. KPIs provide objective data that can be used to track the progress of the project and identify areas where adjustments are needed. Identify areas for improvement: by analyzing KPIs, You can identify areas where the project is performing well and areas where there is room for improvement. Make informed decisions. KPIs provide valuable insights that can be used to make informed decisions about the project, such as resource allocation, task prioritization, and risk mitigation. Improve accountability. KPIs help to hold the project team accountable for achieving the project goals. Demonstrate success. KPIs can be used to demonstrate the success of the project to stakeholders and investors. Remember, KPIs should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. SMART. KPIs should be aligned with the project goals and objectives. KPIs should be tracked regularly and reported to stakeholders. By effectively measuring success criteria and using KPIs, you can gain valuable insights into the performance of your project and make informed decisions that will lead to success. What are the potential risks associated with project initiation, and how can they be mitigated? Potential risks associated with project initiation and mitigation strategies. Project initiation is a critical phase that sets the stage for the entire project lifecycle. However, it is also a phase that is prone to various risks that can impact the project's success. Here are some potential risks associated with project initiation and mitigation strategies that can be employed. Potential risks. Scope creep. Scope creep occurs when the project's scope expands beyond what was originally planned. This can lead to increased costs, delays, and reduced quality. Unclear goals and objectives. If the project's goals and objectives are not clearly defined, it can be difficult to track progress and measure success. Poor communication. Poor communication can lead to misunderstandings, delays, and conflicts. Lack of stakeholder buy-in. If stakeholders are not engaged in the project, they may not be supportive of its goals and objectives. Unrealistic expectations. If expectations are unrealistic, the project is likely to fail. Resource constraints. If the project does not have the necessary resources, it will be difficult to achieve its goals. Technical challenges. Technical challenges can arise during any project, but they are especially common during project initiation. External factors. External factors, such as economic conditions or changes in regulations, can impact the project. Mitigation strategies. Clearly define the project scope. The project scope should be clearly defined in writing and agreed upon by all stakeholders. Set SMART goals and objectives. Goals and objectives should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Establish clear communication channels. Establish clear communication channels and protocols to ensure that everyone is kept informed. Engage stakeholders early and often. Engage stakeholders early in the project and keep them informed throughout the project lifecycle. Set realistic expectations. Set realistic expectations for the project and communicate them to all stakeholders. Secure necessary resources. Ensure that the project has the necessary resources, including funding, personnel, and equipment. Identify and mitigate technical challenges. Identify potential technical challenges early and develop mitigation plans. Monitor external factors. Monitor external factors that could impact the project and develop contingency plans. Example: in the provided project example, some potential risks include scope creep. The project scope could creep if the team decides to add additional features or modifications to the car. Unclear goals and objectives. The goal of winning the street race is aspirational and not specific or measurable. Technical challenges. There may be technical challenges in rebuilding the engine to achieve the desired horsepower or in ensuring that the car meets safety regulations. External factors. External factors, such as changes in the price of parts or components, could impact the project budget. To mitigate these risks, the project team should clearly define the project scope and obtain stakeholder agreement. Refine the project goals and objectives to make them SMART. Identify potential technical challenges and develop mitigation plans. Develop a contingency plan to address potential external factors. By taking these steps, the project team can increase the chances of success and avoid potential pitfalls. Remember, risk management is an ongoing process that should be conducted throughout the project lifecycle. It is important to identify and mitigate risks early in the project to avoid costly delays and rework. There is no one-size-fits-all approach to risk management. The best approach will vary depending on the specific project and its risks. How does a well-defined project scope contribute to the success of a project? How a well-defined project scope contributes to project success. A well-defined project scope is essential for project success. It provides a clear understanding of what the project will deliver, the resources required, and the timeline for completion. This clarity helps to ensure that everyone involved in the project is on the same page and working towards the same goals. Here are some specific ways in which a well-defined project scope contributes to project success. Reduces the risk of scope creep. Scope creep occurs when the project's scope expands beyond what was originally planned. This can lead to increased costs, delays, and reduced quality. A well-defined project scope helps to prevent scope creep by clearly defining the boundaries of the project. Improves communication and collaboration. A well-defined project scope provides a common reference point for all stakeholders involved in the project. This improves communication and collaboration by ensuring that everyone is working towards the same goals. Facilitates better planning and resource allocation. A well-defined project scope allows for better planning and resource allocation. By understanding the project's requirements, the project team can more accurately estimate the resources needed and develop a realistic schedule. Provides a basis for measuring progress and success. A well-defined project scope provides a basis for measuring progress and success. By defining the project's deliverables and milestones, the project team can track progress and measure success against these criteria. Increases stakeholder satisfaction. A well-defined project scope helps to ensure that stakeholders are satisfied with the project's outcome. By clearly defining the project's goals and objectives, stakeholders can be confident that the project will deliver what they expect. Example: in the provided project example, a well-defined project scope would include the following: a detailed description of the car to be built, including its specifications and performance goals. A list of all the tasks that need to be completed, along with a timeline for each task. A budget for the project, including the cost of all materials and labor. A list of the resources that will be needed, such as personnel, equipment, and facilities. A communication plan that outlines how information will be shared among stakeholders. By having a well-defined project scope, the project team can increase the chances of success and avoid potential pitfalls. Remember, a well-defined project scope is a living document that should be updated as the project progresses. It is important to involve all stakeholders in the development of a project scope. The project scope should be clear, concise, and easy to understand. Can you explain the importance of setting SMART goals in a project initiation document? The importance of SMART goals in a project initiation document. Setting SMART goals is crucial in a project initiation document because it provides a clear and concise roadmap for project success. SMART goals are specific. They clearly define what needs to be achieved, leaving no room for ambiguity. Measurable. They establish quantifiable metrics to track progress and evaluate success. Attainable. They are challenging yet achievable, motivating the team and ensuring realistic expectations. Relevant. They align with the overall project objectives and contribute to the desired outcome. Time-bound. They have a defined time frame for completion, creating a sense of urgency and accountability. Example: in the provided project example, using SMART goals would significantly enhance the project initiation document. Here's how. Original goal: increase engine horsepower to 2000 horsepower. SMART goal: increase engine horsepower to 2000 horsepower by June 1, 2024, as measured by dynamometer testing. Original goal: achieve an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less. SMART goal: achieve an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less by June 1, 2024, as measured by drag racing timing equipment. Original goal: compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024. SMART goal: compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024, and achieve a top 3 finish. Original goal: showcase the team's skills and expertise in automotive restoration and racing. SMART goal: secure media coverage of the project in at least 2 automotive publications, showcasing the team's skills and expertise in automotive restoration and racing. Original goal: win the street race. SMART goal: win the local street race on June 1, 2024, defeating the top 3 competitors. Benefits of SMART goals: clarity and focus. SMART goals provide a clear and concise understanding of what needs to be achieved, ensuring everyone involved is on the same page. Motivation and accountability. SMART goals motivate the team by setting challenging yet achievable targets and fostering a sense of accountability. Effective tracking and evaluation. SMART goals enable effective tracking of progress and evaluation of success through measurable metrics. Increased success rate. Projects with SMART goals have a significantly higher success rate due to their clear direction, focus, and accountability. By incorporating SMART goals into the project initiation document, you establish a solid foundation for project success. It ensures everyone involved understands the project's objectives, how progress will be measured, and what needs to be accomplished to achieve the desired outcome. How can you ensure that your project goals are specific and avoid ambiguity? Ensuring specificity in project goals. To ensure your project goals are specific and avoid ambiguity, follow these tips. 1. Use action verbs. Instead of stating what you want to achieve, use action verbs to describe the specific actions that will be taken. For example, instead of increase engine horsepower, use rebuild the engine to achieve 2000 horsepower. 2. Define key terms. If your goal includes any terms that could be interpreted in multiple ways, define them clearly. For example, instead of compete in the local street race, specify the name of the race, its location, and the class you will be competing in. 3. Quantify whenever possible. Use numbers and metrics to quantify your goals whenever possible. For example, instead of showcase the team's skills and expertise, set a specific target for media coverage or industry recognition. 4. Break down large goals. If a goal is too broad, break it down into smaller, more manageable sub-goals. For example, instead of win the street race, set specific goals for qualifying times, lap times, and overall race performance. 5. Get feedback. Share your goals with others involved in the project and ask for their feedback. This can help identify any areas where the goals could be made more specific or clear. Example, using the provided project example, here's how we can make the goals more specific. Original goal, increase engine horsepower to 2000 horsepower. A specific goal, rebuild the engine using forged internals, a high-performance camshaft, and a custom-tuned turbocharger system to achieve 2000 horsepower as measured by a dynamometer test. Original goal, achieve an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less. Specific goal, achieve an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less is measured by drag racing timing equipment, with a 60-foot time of 1.5 seconds or less and a trap speed of 125 miles per hour or more. Original goal, compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024. Specific goal, compete in the Street Wars race at the Capitol Raceway on June 1, 2024, in a modified class. Original goal, showcase the team's skills and expertise in automotive restoration and racing. Specific goal, secure media coverage of the project in at least 2 major automotive publications, such as Hot Rod Magazine and Car and Driver, highlighting the team's skills and expertise in automotive restoration and racing. Original goal, win the street race. Specific goal, win the Street Wars race at the Capitol Raceway on June 1, 2024, defeating the top 3 competitors in the modified class. By following these tips, you can ensure your project goals are specific, clear, and unambiguous, setting the stage for successful project execution and achievement. What are some ways to quantify project goals and make them measurable? Quantifying project goals for measurability. Quantifying your project goals involves using specific numbers, metrics, and data points to define what success looks like. This allows you to track progress, measure results, and objectively determine whether you have achieved your goals. Here are some ways to quantify the project goals in your example. 1. Engine horsepower. Original goal, increase engine horsepower to 2000 horsepower. Quantified goal, increase engine horsepower to 2008 ± 50 horsepower as measured by a dynamometer test. 2. 8th mile time. Original goal, achieve an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less. Quantified goal, achieve an 8th mile time of 3.7 seconds or less with a 60-foot time of 1.5 seconds or less and a trap speed of 125 miles per hour or more, as measured by drag racing timing equipment. 3. Project completion date. Original goal, compete in the local street race on June 1, 2024. Quantified goal, complete the car build and pass all safety inspections by May 25, 2024, to allow for sufficient testing and tuning before the race on June 1, 2024. 4. Media coverage. Original goal, showcase the team's skills and expertise in automotive restoration and racing. Quantified goal, secure media coverage of the project in at least 2 major automotive publications, such as Hot Rod Magazine and Car and Driver, with a combined readership of at least 1 million people.